Good morning. It's been kind of a crazy week around here, which it seems like every week is crazy, but this week was especially crazy. So I am getting started with some coffee. Let me tell you why it's been so crazy around here. Well, my daughter does gymnastics and she's actually very good. And so she was just at normal practice on Wednesday, and she was doing her back handspring, which she had nailed a couple times. And I think she said she had done it 3 times in a row. And on the 4th time, she was on the trampoline practicing at gymnastics practice. It was thankfully at the end of practice, so she was like, I got to do the bars and floors and everything else. And so anyways, she landed funny on her arm and she broke it. Yes. So I pull in to pick her up like a normal day at gymnastics, and her coach comes out and is like, there's been an accident and it's not good. And so of course they didn't tell me right then that she broke her arm, so my mind's going like, okay, what is the matter? And so I walked in and she's on the trampoline, and thankfully the gymnastics people are like, we deal with breaks all the time, so they were already splinting it. They had called 911, the ambulance was on the way, but her arm was like shaped like a Z. It was definitely broken just by looking at it. So we knew that we had a broken arm, and this was the first broken arm we'd ever dealt with in our family. So it was kind of crazy. But I know that Adolyn is excited to talk about it, so I'm going to do a little bit of questions with her so she can tell her story with her broken arm. There we go. Good morning. We are going to have a Saturday chat with Adolyn because she has had a very eventful week this past week.
Yay.
But Adolyn broke her arm.
Yes.
So today is Saturday. She broke her arm on Wednesday. So I guess we're going to answer some common questions, I guess, about what has happened to Adolyn the past couple of days and how she's doing. So first off, how did you break your arm?
So I was doing a back handspring, and back handsprings, if you don't do it right, it could be really bad. So I'm actually lucky I didn't break my other arm, but my wrist was twisted to the side, so it just broke right in the middle. So it wasn't my wrist that broke, so we're lucky there, but it did break. And then whenever we looked at my wrist, well, my arm, it was all Z-shaped.
Yeah.
Because my hand was like this,
And then
my arm was bent up.
Yeah.
So it was like that, but the arm was like this. So it looked like a weird Z.
Yeah, it was
The
crazy.
X-ray was really creepy. It just didn't look right.
So on this arm, show us where you broke it.
About right in the
Right
middle.
there. So she broke both.
A little bit closer to my elbow, but like, yeah, about there, yeah.
Right there.
About right in the middle.
So she broke it at gymnastics. They called 911, and you got to ride in an ambulance.
Yes, it was fun. I liked that.
So thankfully, we don't live that far away from
In a hospital.
Well, we don't live far away from the hospital. We don't live far away from the gymnastics place. So as soon as I got there and they told me what had happened,
My dad was already on the way.
Yes.
I called to him because my mom didn't pick up the phone immediately.
Yes.
So they called my dad.
Yes.
He was already leaving whenever my mom was calling him.
Yeah. So he rode in the ambulance with Adolyn, and then I went home and made sure we had a babysitter for our other kids so that I could go.
And that
They had to do an IV.
They had to put an IV. I really didn't like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't half bad.
Once they put
I
it
was
in.
telling Annalie, like shots don't hurt at all if you look away.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it for a millisecond and I started peeing myself.
Yeah.
But if you don't look at it, it doesn't really hurt at all.
Okay, so what happened they did an X-ray, right?
Yes, they did the X-ray.
And you said the X-ray was kind of weird because they put your arm.
Because it was still bent at the time, so it was uncomfortable and it wasn't very fun. Because it took them like 20 minutes to do that because they had to position my arm into where they could put the X-ray. So they had to put this like plate that had sensors on it. They had to put it like, kind of looked like a weird cutting board. It was white, kind of looked like that. They stood it under my arm with all the pillows and stuff still on it, and then they took an overhead shot, and then they had to put the plate behind it break to the side, but they had to elevate my arm to a certain way, and they had to make sure that they wouldn't get any else of my body in the photo besides my arm. So that was really difficult because they had to move my arm, and then they had to move the machine, and they had to take the photo. It was just difficult.
Yeah.
And then after I got the X-rays done, I got to look at them, and it was really bad.
Yeah,
it was
they
all
showed.
bent up.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-bone break right in the middle.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 bones in your like lower arm area. There's 2 bones, and I broke both of them, just like my cousin.
So when they actually set her arm, they put her to sleep because that was going to be too painful. But when she woke up, then what did you say it felt like?
It said I felt like I was going through nervous systems in my brain. Because all I had was like flashes of color and stuff, and it felt really weird, but I liked it. Because it was like, whenever I was actually in it, it felt differently. But like when I got out, I kept thinking about it. I'm like, wow, that was so weird. Like, I was super giggly the whole time. I was like, Mommy, I felt like I was going through nervous systems. It was funny. Like, I was super giggly. And I was just like super like drowsy, I guess. Because whenever I first got out of it, I first like started to wake up out of it. Like I was half awake when they put the sling on, because they put that on while I was asleep.
Yeah.
And then whenever I was like 75% awake, my mom and dad walked in, and like if I looked at certain things, like lots of numbers and letters, they would still be fuzzy. So like I couldn't focus on stuff, I guess. It was just difficult. So like whenever we left, I was fine, but like while I was talking to my parents, I couldn't look at them and look at them straight, and it would be focused. So I kept saying whenever the monitor for my heart rate would be clear, I said I should be good to go. I'm gonna get a hard cast. I think I'm gonna get like tealish. I think like slightly blue, slightly green, because that's like my favorite color right now, or pink. Because who doesn't like a pink cast? My favorite part right now to do, the only thing I really can't do is my arm, is to look at my fingers, because they're all swollen and puffy. That's why I have the splint, because my arm's gonna swell because I broke the bone. So whenever it stops swelling, I can get the cast, which would be by next week on Wednesday.
So what are you doing to stay busy?
Because the thing I kept saying to my mom was that I'm bored out, I had nothing to do. So yesterday I called my cousin like 3 times. Yeah, and then I had my other cousins call me. And then on Wednesday I called my other cousin. And I've been calling a whole bunch of people like on FaceTime, just chilling. And then my parents got me these like sticker books and stuff. Like puffy stickers and like cool stickers and like glittery stickers and stuff. And then I could do that with one hand. So I would peel it, and then I could stick it on, and I could redo it because they were like re-stickable.
Oh, and she broke her dominant hand,
Yes,
so she can't write.
I can't write my name or anything. I tried writing all the numbers up to 10 with my left hand. They looked like a dollar. Went to Dollar Tree and got a whole bunch of stuff. And then
But she was so bored, so we're like, well, let's go to Dollar Tree and we will just find a whole bunch of stuff we can do. And we found this dartboard.
Yeah,
it's not a
so
dart.
cool.
It's like
it's like a pom pom ball thing.
Yeah.
With like a like I guess like what is it called?
Velcro, I think.
Velcro on it, and you throw it at the Velcro like the other like the soft part of the Velcro on the board. And we had to do it with our left hand because I had to do it with my left hand.
So that's the rule.
So my mom actually got a bullseye with her left hand. It was amazing.
Only once though. The first time I missed completely.
Yeah, it was funny. But my mom she just did like an underthrow and she totally hit it. It was amazing. But the nights have been the most difficult for me because I have to cushion my arm in a certain way so it doesn't move. Because I have to keep the sling on at night so that I don't fling my arm around and get in this position. So whenever I sleep, I have like pillows keeping my arm upright, and then I have pillows like by my fingers, pillows by my elbow, and I have one big pillow around it just to keep it together so it doesn't move, or like it makes me hurt sometimes if I don't take my medicine. The Thursday, the day after I broke it, we figured out that nothing, like no sweatshirts, no like soft pajamas or like anything will fit over the sling and the cast. So we had to go to the store and get me some like, what is this, like
A tank top.
yeah, like a tank top with like
an
big
elastic
arms,
band.
shorts.
Shorts.
But like we got to go to Walmart and we just explored everything. We got a whole bunch of stuff. It was amazing. Yeah, because this is what you gotta do.
If somebody else breaks their arm, do you have any advice or anything to give them?
Yes. The advice is, like, if you break your arm, like, you want to get to the hospital as soon as possible. Because, like, if you fall out of a tree or whatever and you break your arm, but you don't realize that it was broken until, like, it starts paining you a little bit, you might want to go get it checked out anyway. Even if you don't think it's broken,
Go ahead and get it checked.
Don't wait, because then it could hurt really bad.
We will probably do another update after she gets her
Cats
cast.
is like the day in the life of having
Yeah,
a
maybe
cat.
we'll do a Saturday update next week.
So it'll be like a weekly update.
Yeah.
Every Saturday of like what happens. And then you'll get to see whenever the pool's open how jealous I'll be
I
of
know.
Ailey swimming.
We'll figure that out though.
Bye.